Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 2470, the Homeland Threat Assessment Act of 2017, and yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentlelady is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since the attacks of September 11, 2001, which claimed the lives of over 3,000 innocent people, the terrorist threat has metastasized and is decentralized. That was how then DHS Secretary John Kelly described it in April. He went on to warn that the risk is as threatening today as it was that September morning almost 16 years ago. Whereas in 2001, there was a centralized, well-funded terrorist organization planning and carrying out major attacks, today the landscape is a patchwork of small cells and lone wolves eager to embrace violence in furtherance of their terrorist ideology. Today we consider H.R. 2470, a bill that requires DHS to conduct an assessment of the terrorist threat to the homeland on an annual basis. The factors to be considered include 1. Data on terrorist incidents and activities in the U.S. 2. Current and potential future terrorist tactics. 3. Cyber threats, particularly those to critical infrastructure and federal IT networks. 4. Threats to surface and aviation transportation. And 5. The efficacy of foreign terrorist propaganda. In my district, these threats are an everyday reality for the Port of Los Angeles, who has the largest container volume in the country, and faces threats to their shipping, cybersecurity, and infrastructure. This bill will help DHS assess those threats and provide the right response after an incident. We learned from September 11th attacks about the importance of recognizing and analyzing the ever-evolving terrorist threat landscape. This annual assessment will ensure that DHS comprehensively examines all forms of terrorism and extremism that could damage the homeland today so that as a nation we can be vigilant. With that, I urge the passage of H.R. 2470 and reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlelady reserves. The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no other speakers. If the gentlelady from California has no other speakers, I'm prepared to close.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlelady is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I'm prepared to close.
Gentlelady is recognized.
In closing, I want to again express my support for this bill and highlight a particular provision that seeks to strengthen interagency collaboration on examining. The provision requires DHS's Office of Intelligence and Analysis to continue working with fusion centers, which are the focal points for sharing threat-related information between federal, state, local, and private sector partners. DHS must continue to address and improve the nation's fusion centers' capabilities in gathering, analyzing, and sharing threat-related information between partners on every level. I thank the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Rogers, for sponsoring this legislation. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.